The Senate prepares to vote on decriminalizing marijuana. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Patricia Valone. Thank you for joining us. Well, whether you're for it or not, in Annapolis today, the talk was all about pot. Delegate Heather Mizzier, who is running for governor, has two bills in the House, one to decriminalize the drug, the other to legalize it. She joined marijuana reform advocates for a rally on Lawyers Mall in support of the legislation.
Putting young men behind bars and then having them affected and their families affected for the rest of their lives with a felony charge for just a small amount and nonviolence. So I think decriminalization is a beginning, yeah.
It's just time to recognize that alcohol and marijuana are on the same par. We've proven over the years that we can have responsible use of intoxicant in alcohol, and I think it's time to show that we can do the same thing with cannabis.
Our prohibition laws keep our law enforcement detracted from focusing on more violent and serious crimes.
Yep.
And if we were to legalize, tax, and regulate marijuana, bringing an underground economy to the light of day, not only do we improve the chances of keeping marijuana out of the hands of our youth,
the Maryland Senate gave preliminary approval Wednesday to a bill that would decriminalize pot by making possession of up to 10 grams a civil offense punishable by a fine of up to $100. A final vote on the bill is expected in the Senate on Friday.
Well, with the MGM Casino projected to open in 2 years at the National Harbor, the Prince George's County Council, along with the Health Department, had a briefing this afternoon on gaming-related addictions. One of their concerns is that the addiction rate could go up once the casino opens. Right now, the existing fee structure to fund addiction services in the state is $425 per video lottery machine and $500 per table. But when the facility opens, it will add an additional $1 million in funding for addiction services.
Read and study, it indicates that perhaps there will be social issues associated with gaming. So we wanted to have this session to sort of get in front of the curve, if you will, to see if we have everything in place we need to take care of any social ills that may want assistance.
In case you are wondering, the casino is set to open July 1st of 2016.
A bill that would stiffen penalties for cell phone drivers face after a major car crash gets the green light by some lawmakers in Annapolis. A House of Delegates committee voted 18-3 in favor of Jake's Law. The proposed legislation would increase punishments for people found guilty of causing a serious or deadly accident while using a cell phone behind the wheel. Jake's Law is named after a 5-year-old boy named Jake Owen. He was killed in 2011 by a Baltimore driver who was using his mobile phone. A bill now heads to the House floor for a full vote.
If you want to see a rollback of gun control laws in Maryland, Republican David Craig may be your candidate. The gubernatorial hopeful tells the Baltimore Sun if elected, he would immediately try to undo the assault weapons ban enacted last year. Craig, the Hartford County executive, says he also wants the repeal of several taxes. They include taxes on the income, taxes on estates, and as well as on your inheritances.
New information tonight about the massive cyber attack at the University of Maryland. Officials say the data breach last month affects close to 288,000 people, which is actually 21,000 fewer than first reported. However, the investigation reveals that it affects students who attended the school years earlier than initially thought. In January, a database that included Social Security numbers and dates of birth was hacked. Officials initially said the records dated back to 1998, and now they say more than 56,000 records for alumni who attended between 1992 and 1998 were also in the database. Well, after several cash-starved years, the economic outlook in Prince George's is showing signs of recovery. That's the word from County Executive Rushern Baker today as he unveiled his fiscal year 2015 budget plan. The $3.4 billion proposal is more than 4% larger than last year. The school system will receive the largest boost in funding, an increase of more than 6%. The police and fire departments, as well as the sheriff's office, will all get money for new hires and new stations. While there are cuts to vacant positions, there's no need for layoffs or furloughs.
Fiscal year 2015 budget includes $13 million in funds to the EDI to continue investing in our economy. Our Economic Development Corporation and our Financial Services Corporation will continue to use the EDI fund along with available financial incentives to retain and attract businesses to Prince George's County.
And the council has until June 1st to approve the budget, which takes effect July 1st. You can review it by logging onto the county's website.